I'm Christina Ennis, and welcome back to the Mineral Resources Review podcast. Today we're sponsored by Calibre Mining and powered by Gilforce Winds. And I have the pleasure of being joined right now by Whelan and Tamara Vatcher with Training Works. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
So to kick us off, can you guys tell me a little bit about yourself and your background maybe?
Sure. So my name's Tamara Vatcher. My background is primarily adult learning. Started out around 20 years ago with an international educational company. I was born and raised in Labrador City, so mining is near and dear to my heart. And we're really pleased to be here today at this conference. There's some great opportunities, and we're out socializing our technologies.
Awesome.
And my name is Whelan. I am CXO with Training Works. My background also in adult learning from a different angle, more from the sales and marketing sort of point of view. And I started working with a US company about 20 years ago. I worked with them for about 8 or 10 years. And then 10 years ago, we started Training Works. So that's why we're here.
Awesome. Fabulous. So before we go into a little bit more about what brings us here to the Delta today, what is Training Works all about?
So we're an educational technology company with a laser sharp focus on safety. So we've developed 2 pieces of technology. Our first piece of technology is fatigue defense, and it is specific to mitigating the risks of fatigue. Fatigue is pretty pervasive in mining. You're dealing with remote operations, fly in, fly out, the high north, which means daylight or too much darkness, and it upsets your circadian rhythm. So we were working with our mining clients. We have over 15,000 hours actually on the ground trying to understand what it was that we could do to support their health and safety. So we created fatigue defense.
Cool.
So fatigue defense uses biometric data. We've modeled fatigue, so it actually alerts the individual at the level of fatigue that they've entered into. But the unique part is it then triggers learning interventions specifically to the individual's fatigue levels to, one, mitigate the risk of fatigue, but on the longer term, we really want to reduce fatigue. So sleep hygiene habits, diet, exercise to help mitigate fatigue and the risk of fatigue.
I love the sound of that. That sounds awesome. Just kind of facilitate or enable folks to focus on their kind of overall well-being, not just on the job site, but
exactly, and it helps organizations because they're able to see the fatigue levels of their individuals on the floor, and they as an organization can also then help make risk mitigation decisions to help support their workers.
That is really neat. Are there any other projects? So the fatigue, what's it called again?
Fatigue defense.
Fatigue defense?
Yes.
And are there any other kind of training platforms that you guys are focused on?
Yes, so the actual basis of fatigue defense is our original technology that we built out starting about 5 years ago.
Right.
And it's called Skilltinuous. And so it's composed of two pieces of the platform. The front end is an assessment piece, so we can back end load any competency model that the customer would like us. We can test to that competency model and pinpoint and benchmark skills of employees based on the competency model. And then the second component in our technology pushes out micro-learning components to mitigate the learning gaps that the individual has. And actually, we started, so actually in this very hotel, about 9 years ago, we made a pitch to a local mining company, and they took a leap on a young company, and we worked with them for quite a while, and actually we developed that piece of technology right inside their mines and their processing plants here in Newfoundland, and we've also had it showcased with a mining company out of Nunavut.
Cool.
Yes, so we do work with Agnico Eagle Gold, and they're one of our primary clients. We did a national project with the Mining Industry Human Resource Council, which holds the occupational standards for mining, along with Agnico Eagle Gold. And it's a really powerful tool because it benchmarks skills, but training is only delivered where the individual needs it. So time to competence is really decreased and behavior change is optimized.
That sounds like an extremely valuable initiative for a company to undertake.
Absolutely.
What is there, I guess, a target size company, or is there too many employees or too little number of employees for people to use fatigue defense?
No, anyone that needs to learn, an organization that needs to support their employees in regard to learning and development, it does not matter.
Cool. That's awesome. So we are here at the Delta at the Mineral Resources Review, and there's a lot of activity in mining that I thought I was well informed about the sector. I've learned so much over the last couple of days. It's just amazing. There's lots of production on the horizon, which I think a lot of folks across the province are not even aware of, which is pretty neat. So when it comes to events like this, what are the benefits that TrainingWorks sees?
So I got to say, there's a lot of energy at this event, and we're really happy to be here. So our real role here is we just want to get out and make some of the mining folks in this province aware of the work that we've been doing, the last 9 years that we've spent inside their industry, the boots on the ground time we've had, the success that we've had in helping the mining companies that we've worked with increase their safety and increase the overall health and safety of their employees across the board. So we're going to be talking to as many people as we can, even venues like this in front of a camera where we can get the word out about what we're doing here in Newfoundland.
And we've built our technologies from the front line out. So we've spent so much time on the ground working along teams, working with the organizations to understand the operational environments. And we've built the technologies around that. But this also gives us awareness of what's happening in the mining industry.
Right.
What technological disruptions are coming in. That also means skills disruptions, which also means safety disruptions. So this gives us a really good lay of the land on what's to come and where we need to go before it arrives.
This is all really neat. I love this technology and what you guys are doing in this space. Is there anything else you'd like to tell folks about, either about the company or any of the technology you've developed, or even why they should invest in training before we clue up here today?
Well, I mean, to use an old adage, if you don't invest in the training of your people, somebody else will, because they're going to take them away from you.
Yep.
But it's important for employees to have the skills that they need at the point in time when they come across the issue where they need those skills. So that's what we do, is we try to help. We do the benchmarking of their skills. We try to help build the skills in the areas where they have gaps, which allows your employee to be the knowledgeable person in the field at the point when they need that skill.
And fundamentally, without the right skills, your employees can't be safe.
Right.
So that is the primary underpinning of all that we do, is to support health and safety and wellness in the workplace.
Right. From an HR perspective, training is something that a lot of younger employees are looking for. It's a retention tool, it's a safety tool, which is a great ROI tool for any business. Something people like to do, and it sounds like the technology that you've developed is enabling organizations to create training that is valued by the individuals as well. It's not seen as a waste of their time or something that is taken away from their job. It's something that their employers are valuing, and it's something that's going to benefit them for the rest of their careers too.
And it's targeted specifically to you.
Yeah.
You're not doing training you don't need. It takes into account what you have and what you don't, and it takes you directly to where you need to go.
That's awesome.
And we focus a lot on micro learning because it's short, small snips of learning that are sort of just in time for at the point we need. If you're working in a mine and you're running a processing piece and you don't do that every day, you could pull down a micro learning video, watch it quickly, and then familiarize yourself with the piece of equipment that you're going to use, and you'll be ready to go. Whereas usually you're trying to draw down on your memory, which may not, it may fail you at that moment.
What I love too about TrainingWorks is the solutions that you have for employers. It can be used as an inclusion and accessibility tool too, because not everybody learns the same way. Some people can sit down in a course and watch someone talk for a full day or a week or a year and remember the information. Some people can sit down and read a book and remember it all. Some people respond better and recall information if it's delivered in short blips of info, or visualizing it a little bit differently. So
it's a great point, and it's also when you want it and where you need it, because knowing something is one thing, but doing it is something different. So being able to take that knowledge and turn it into the behaviors, this is why we've designed this tool, because if it's at the front line when they need it, they're going to use it right away, and that means knowledge becomes behavior. And that's what we're all after, is changing behaviors.
Yeah, this has been excellent information. If folks want to learn more about TrainingWorks, about fatigue defense, or some of your other offerings, where can they find that information?
So our website is www.training-works.ca,
Training-works.ca.
or you can email me at des@training-works.ca.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, I am confident that there's going to be folks who see this who are going to reach out because this sounds like an excellent technology. And thank you very much for joining me this afternoon.
Thanks for having
at
us.
the Mineral Resources Review. And stay tuned, folks, for more from the Mineral Resources Review here in St. John's.